Mic check 1 2. Going live in 3 2. Oh, 1 second. Alright, going live in 3 2 1. Let's go. Let's get it. Oh, I don't have my lights on. Sorry. Okay, let's go now. Looking good. Today's day 73. I'm still pushing this thing however long it wants to take. So let's see if we can get good setup today. If we are not already too late. No, we're not. I don't want to force setups. I think we're good. That is quite a retracement right there. Looking good though. A break of this trend line should be an entry. I think I'll wait. So let's go do top down analysis here. This is what happened yesterday. I took a loss yesterday. I took a short here right at the end of the session, and then it tried again, and now just reversed. But only one trade a day, so I did not re-engage. Otherwise, I think on the way up there was a setup right about somewhere here. Right here. My stop loss would have been somewhere here, so I would have been smoked again. And then I'd be looking for entry right here, and I didn't get no entry because of the retracement rule that whatever that I want to see, that didn't happen. So yeah, my one trade a day, I think, is kind of holding us together here, I think. So new day, let's start fresh. Where did the rest of this come from? Huh? Okay, let's do that top down real quick. Daily here, group 43, class to go. Okay, let's look at the monthly real quick. I think we're just on the, wow. Okay. Weekly, looks like we are heading to that previous week high. I'm not gonna be marking those weeks. The daily should cover them by myself in here. We're now on the daily. There's an old daily high right there. And then previous day high that we just crossed. So I'm thinking this is where we're heading to, even though we're seeing retracements. Or maybe, you know, we still have this gap, this volume imbalance, which has been traded through down and maybe also traded through up. So don't really care for that. I don't think it's important. And then I have this previous four week low here, which can be a good previous 4-hour low, and then we kind of have this wick here, which the middle might be something. Let's go to the 1 hour. We'd like to see what will happen when we get to this. What is that, a gap or something? Oh. So if we, but that might be too late. This might be an area. Let's see. You know, I'll start writing 60 instead of 1 hour. I think that makes more sense. Um, 30 minutes. What do we, let me see the 1 hour. We have a low high. So lower low, the 1 hour might indicate that we're gonna go lower, so that's good. Let's go to the 30-minute here. This is the 30 minutes. So sales below here might be a little bit too late though. Anyway, I'm gonna use this. It's kind of embedded in, so I might have to wait for this down candle to be, for market to close below this candle. So let's go to this. Kind of have a 30 minutes situation here. That we are currently 1 hour. This inverted gap here. I think it would be fair to just add all of that. The 30-minute. Now we have a situation down here. Let's look at the 15. This is not a breaker, so this might be a standalone. Might. Wait. I'm not sure I like any of this. I like ES. ES looking good right there. We'll find out in the next 15 minutes. In the next 9 minutes. If that is a thing right there. And we can use ES for that short. Aim for these lows here. If we do get a short. Low, high, lower, low. That's a swing higher right there. So, yep. Then that low right there. So, if the daily's been flipped, or if it gets flipped, then we have a previous day low right there. And then we have, so that's I think I changed this to 30, right? No, first day 60. Yep. So the midpoint is the, if you know right there, body week, weak body week. So I'm not gonna mark it then. Doesn't have to know that we're in the middle of the range. If we do get down there, so Okay, I think that looks good. Half of this week might be maybe a thing too. Why not? And then that's it. That's it to the markings. Because this stuff I don't even really use it. Do I? Yes, I do. So looking at this 4 hour, bro, this is too many markings. If we zoom out a little bit, kind of work in that area over there. So 4 hour. Oof, look at this. This is the down candle, low, high, lower, low, retest to that down candle, and then it just makes it perfectly to that 2 to 2.5 area. That is where we reverse off. Again, another one, maybe now going up. Oh yeah, down, up. So I'll use this one to the high. Not you. You. So we're still using that rule now. We still have some get up here someday. So careful. I feel like Friday works best in the afternoon. It did so well last afternoon. And I might be adding one more rule to this strategy of mine. Now what do I want to see? So for buys, it's gonna be above here. That is my buys. And then sells typically below here, which could be at the end of the session, at the session low, but whatever, that's the risk that I take with this strategy. Again, looking to see how this closes. And I think we have enough levels on the chart, so now we wait for a setup. I want to sell below here. Or if we invert this 30 minutes, but we don't have it on the 15-minute. That might be too late. Five-minute fair value gaps, man, that used to be my friend. Oh, I used to like seeing those. And there's no one that here. So yeah, good indication might be going lower. Looking at the 5-minute, we have like a fair value breaker right there. A breaker paired with a fair value gap. For me, the breaker is not yet confirmed. But I know to others, as long as you know the wick goes through it, it's okay. So we have a low high, lower low. That can be a really nice, good entry if you trade the 5-minute. The stop loss, maybe I'd have it above that bullish candle there. That's swing high. And maybe, I don't know, go for the fast sell side. It should be here. So that's a 1.68. No, my style though. Show me no trade like that no more. Trying to see what is it. What are we waiting for? So this is nice here. Look at that touch. And then it starts going away, but then we come back to that area. And the same area that was resistance is now support. Body's going through, but if you look at the half mark, the half point, the bodies are kind of staying above. So I would argue too, if we close below that 30-minute dead and there's a setup, I will take it. Right there is also else below. There's gonna be a problem here. It's all good. Yeah, but looking at this half here, we put up midline. Look at this. So this was one. So what happened here? Yep. This was once a 15-minute breaker here. So these two down candles, we shot up, then market comes and just violates that area, which should be, you know, should offer some support for price to keep going higher. But it goes through, and then price retests this area. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Retest this area, and then it kind of starts to run away. So I'm expecting to start seeing higher lows and lower lows, higher lows, lower lows. But then it comes and violates and disregards this area, closes above. And now what was once resistance is now support. Bodies staying above that half. So for me to take sales, I'd have to see bodies close at least below here. Then I think I will trust that sale for now. Cost weight 84, 86 points range. Okay, now that I have a plan for sales, what is the plan for buys? Right here. If we close above this 3 consecutive boxes right there, then I'll trust buys. So I'm gonna push this to the buck here. Just know there's a 30-minute gap there, fair value gap. So once it's inverted, then we can start looking for sales. This is gonna be a problem here. This is going to be a problem, but there's always something opposing. Always. Always something opposing, but and there's always something being violated too. So violated, disregarded. Weak, body weak. So we'll see. Okay, I'm done with the analysis now. So just waiting for the setup now. That's all. That's it. This is the plan. 30-minute candle close. 15 minutes. 30 minutes. Okay, that's the plan. Okay, another thing is looking at ES. If I was trading ES, I'd now be looking for shorts. So I do have a low high and a lower low. Not yet a lower low, but the thing is the 15-minute candle has closed below this zone, which I think we should have like a low high and then a high low to go form another high, a higher high. But what I'm seeing is a low high and then a candle closure below that low, right? So for me, this is a breaker right here. So low high, low low. That's a breaker. So looking for a retest to keep going down. So based on just looking at this alone, then I can bet that Nasdaq will follow suit. Let me look at ES. Maybe soon I'll start trading either of the two, but I don't know. That's not worked so well for me in the past. You take a trade here, it loses. Then you take a trade on ES, it loses. While if you did the other way, it would have won. So just stick on one instrument. Just use the other one for analysis. ES, the body is close below this low. Nasdaq, no. Yeah, I have to wait a little bit. Loco 5047, how are you? How's your progress? I took a loss yesterday. I'm back to 52,000. Hopefully today I get a good win and make at least 400. I'll go back to my equity high, which was 52,441. And then coming next week, we'll look for that final trade. But then again, the strategy has its own dynamics. It wants to do what it wants to do. So yeah. All right, so I have 8 minutes before considering to take another trade. The 50-minute candle has to close. Waiting for it to close below that 30 minutes gap right here, that gap. That's the only time I want to take sell. What if the 50-minute closes below? Is that... No, then the good thing is... I don't know. All right, I'm gonna take a small break. I'll be right back in 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes max. I got 7 minutes, so I do have a little bit of time before I consider any. The thing is though, looking at the 30-minute, if you take a sell here, that's gonna be an issue here. But anyway, it might just plow through. Plus, as I say, there's always something opposing. Oh, look at that drop, y'all. Look at that drop. Drop in the ocean. I think this is where I'd like to see us get to. My break even. Okay, that's good. That's okay. All right, I'm gonna take a small break. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right, mic check 1. So I did miss nothing. Okay, so what time frame is this? 30 minutes, 15 minutes. What is this? Oh, this is S&P. Okay. Man, this is nice. Look at that. Swing low paired with a fair value gap inside a breaker. That still means nothing to price. It will still do what it wants to do. If I was looking at ES, I would probably be looking for like a trend line here to take that sell. Be looking for another swing low, which is right here. It looks good. So, but what is this guy doing, man? Nasdaq. What is this guy doing? I'm gonna take a video, so I don't need to see. So I kind of, anyway, maybe it's not a thing, but I have to go back and look at all these entries, the relationship between Nasdaq and ES. I don't know if I have to wait for a divergence between the two to take a trade. Anyway, I'd seen a divergence the day before yesterday and it still didn't work out. But there's a relationship there, especially on the 15-minute. I feel like it holds some more weight. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at this right here. See this? But that cannot be the only thing though. So from this low to that low, this is yesterday. Low, lower low, when this one was forming a low and a higher low. And then it formed a low, lower low, low, higher low. And then look what happens after that. But there was none going down. And when I saw that happen yesterday, I was already in a short. But then I have my one trade a day rule, so in future when I get to a point I don't need to only take one trade, I can take two or multiple trades, then that would be something to look for. So when the market's price starts to print the opposite side, then you can confidently take another trade. This is of course talking based on hindsight, but I mean that's how you derive your low, lower, low. Anyway, it's just an observation. Um. Uh. If I could ask, Fifth Poloko, what's your strategy like? Like, what do you trade? Look at this, man. Look at this. Look at this. We have a low, high low. Then look at this here. Low, low, low. Does that qualify for divergence? This is a swing low. That is not. I don't need to see that on this side, so I'm just current interval only, and I'll do the same here. So ES is currently shooting up towards that breaker right there. Why, you did that today or yesterday? Oh, you're talking about the loss you took yesterday. What is going on here? What is going on here? Gold. What is gold like? Gold is going short. Short. ORB Goldens are in the money. I'm gonna have to look at that ORB thing, man. Could be the answer to all this stuff. It could be the answer. Oh, okay. Wow, that's straightforward. Wow, that looks like a balanced strategy. Oh, so that was yesterday, okay. On Nasdaq? Oh, so 9:30. So, okay. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, because this is supposed to be MES. Looking at okay, yeah, I think this is what kind of was I looking at? Was it the 30-minute? now. Good. Yeah, for buys, I want to take buys above the high, which sometimes ends up being too late, because probably that's when the surprise might get to and then reverse. But you know, I just stick to the rules that I have right now. But it looks good. It looks to keep flying. I was looking for something, not the daily, 4 hour, I think. Because I took, there's something that I learned from a guy called TT Trades. Looking at these points. Oh, but then let me just say it's me, because I kind of change it around. But something I noticed anyway. From the highest whatever to the breaker. I use the breaker, and then you kind of look at 2 times that distance. You kind of it kind of seems to, I don't know, get some really good reversals from that point. So that one kind of passed through, but if I use that low, then it's kind of here. Well, still haven't taken advantage of this in my I mean, I do take advantage of it sometimes. But what am I looking for? I'm confident trading to that one. Holding to here, high-ish, I don't know. So in this case, I'm trying to look for the other side now. So do the same thing, take the fib from that low to what I think is the high. That was the break of structure, which in this case I'd also use the breaker. Which one? I think I used this high. Which one should be used? To me, it should be a breaker. So this one here, which is too far. I don't know if that makes sense. I think this high here could be the last. No. It has to be like the last up before we come down. Take liquidity of some sort. Tricky. Yo, let me look at. Okay, still have 1 more minute, and I still don't have a trade. I will have to wait for the next 15 minutes. Back to my small analogy here for hour. Maybe we could use that swing high right there. It was the last high before we went down to go up. Anyway, it's not so clear, so I'm gonna just leave it alone. The clearest one I can see from how I understand this thing will be beta high, the 4-hour breaker right there. So I'll take my fib from that low to that breaker. I'm gonna look for these levels, but I don't know, we'll see. Not so clear, so I'll just leave it alone. But this one was kind of clear. And you can see the reversal right there. Amazing. Anyway, let's go back to what I'm seeing here. So in this case, I would use, this is kind of clear. Look at this last up candle here. I don't know, do you look at anything else apart from what time frame do you use to enter? Break 15 minute. You know what's funny? I had not seen this because we're kind of retesting on that. This is nice. Yeah, we are bullish. I had not seen that right there. I was too focused on bearishness. So that's a 15 situation right there. That has been tested nicely. So looking at that, looking for targets. Just to see if we'll get there. Below to this high. Well, we'll use the breaker high. This might be where we'll get to. We'll see. We'll see. All this is now analysis paralysis. I feel like you don't need none of this, bro. Yeah. How many points? 70 points. So pretty much, looking at this alone, I can be in buys now. And I can join you in that buy. Right above there should be buys as well. Buys above. And then we have another one here. So we'll need to wait for my entry now. A 15-minute doesn't look so clean. I'm gonna push this to the left here. For hour. I don't know if I want to take a bite though. Oh wait. That was a nice 15-minute candle. ES is kind of saying, hold up, wait a minute. Nice. So you have to wait for Okay. Daily bullish. 4 hour bullish. 1 hour the same. And then 9:30, wait for a sweep. Bullish order block on the 5-minute. So I'm guessing this is what you waited for. Then move to the wow. That is nice. I'm guessing maybe that's the order block that you waited for, and then you move to the 1-minute. And a retracement to the order block with this candle here. Man, then you are in the money as we speak. I'm guessing that's what happened. Now would you place your stop loss at the low? Mm. ES is unwilling to go. It's not going up like Nasdaq is. Well, YM, it's his own thing. Why is ES not following? I mean, you could see it print really quick and catch up with Nasdaq, but the guy here is unwilling. Again, always something opposing. I don't know why I stopped, man. I don't know. I stopped messing with the 5-minute, but I used to jump strategies a lot. But I used to be a 5-minute. This used to be my entry, whatever. but I didn't have any patience. Otherwise, there was some really good solid setups on this time frame. And then at the time, I was also expecting to win every day, which is stupid. But it's possible. We'll get there someday. Win every day. For now, we just respect the process. I'm hungry. Yo, this thing is still persisting to the upside, so yeah, I think this guy will catch up. I mean, now that I'm seeing it go up, so this is gonna fail here. Yo, looking for buys. I am looking for an entry. These are my dream setups. My dream setups. Something like that. Something like that. Honesty too. Boom. Out. Before I started using EMAs, before I decided this strategy I was testing, so I'd wait for 15-minute breakup, and then I'll go to the 1 minute time frame, and then wait for a breaker to form. I would anticipate for a breaker right before the 1 minute touches the 15-minute breaker, and then I wait for that breaker to confirm, and then I'd enter. So in this case, if this is what I'll be looking at, the 15-minute breaker right there, so I'll be waiting on the 1 minute and kind of wait for a breaker to form. So let's say this is where I'll be looking at. So the breaker in this case will be I would start looking at that will be the suspect, the anticipated one, but we never touched the 15-minute zone there. So then this would go up, and then on its way down, I would now start anticipating that bullish candle to be the breaker. And if there's a couple of them together, just group them all together. So once we touch the 15-minute, and then we come and close above the breaker, that will be my entry. So I'll do like a limit at the top of that breaker right there, and then my stop loss will strictly be below that 1 minute breaker. and then what I do, I would aim for these levels here, the 15 minutes, whatever. I did a back test on this and the returns are really good. The thing is though, and then I'll ultimately aim for that zone right there, which will be 2 times the manipulation that formed the breaker after price close the other way. The problem with that one is sometimes it'll keep hitting your stop loss and then form another breaker, hits your stop loss, forms another breaker, hits your stop loss, and then I'll just go to the other way. So I don't trust to use it for this strategy. But if you can take a few hits without, you know, this drawdown nonsense, then I think it's a very promising whatever. Sometimes it's possible to get some very small stop losses if the breaker is not that big, and then you kind of make a lot on super fast too, but you risk a lot of chopping. Boom, boom, again, and then now flies. Very possible to make all your losses back and a little bit more. And then on those few times that you get it straight, oh, but very risky for trading profits. So that is why I kind of looked for something that kind of gives me the same concept, you know, retracing to an area I think will be the last point at that moment. So when I enter, price doesn't need to come back. But the win rate seems to just be the same like any other, but you know, got tired of hopping, jumping around. Man, you already got out. That's good. Congratulations, man. I'm still looking for a setup. I like your strategy. I'm guessing you listen to ICT. At the mention of bullish order block. This could be one of those days where it only tests the blue EMA, man. Like it doesn't need to retrace too much, and it just one-sided. And most of the times, this is like the losses I've taken. It's usually like at the end of a session, bro. Because if 50 was below the 100, that would be an entry, and I would have only see a little bit of some money and then whoop, reversed. Disadvantage of using EMAs, but sometimes they work. It works fine. Yeah, I think ES is gonna catch up with Nasdaq. But will they give me an entry, y'all? You should have made a good retracement here. That would have been a good entry. But the retracement was not steep enough. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of some of those. Keep the charts clean a little bit. This is what pisses, no, not really what pisses me off, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't get that retracement, man. And then it's one-sided. Anyway, old daily high, previous week high. Mm. Yeah, I do agree. SCT is hard one. Yeah. If I was to go back and start again, I would look for one of his proteges. Yeah, like Kimmel trading. But I sat down and listened to him for months and months and months. And I was trying to apply everything I was learning. Big mistake. So I used to trade like pure ICT, which I still do in terms of analysis, but in terms of entries, yeah, I decided to go the EMA way. But even though I still use EMAs, it still has to be in line with, you know, the 15-minute breakers and fair value gaps. And then I kind of look for that dynamic, you know, EMAs line up and then a retracement. But on such days now, that's the disadvantage. I really can't get that entry. Good thing with just trading pure ICTs, perhaps I would have just looked for like an order block on the 5-minute and get those early entries. But then again, I would take so many losses, bro. Oh yeah, so I was like, yeah, I need to find a way to kind of be in sync. Even if I'm gonna get into a trade late, it's okay. So I went the EMA way, but for now, that's what I'm doing. But also looking for ways to get rid of those lines too, of the EMAs. ICT. I remember just before I even knew what an order block was, I had stayed for like 6 months listening to him every day. I don't know why when he starts he doesn't just, you know, define his things. But he says you just keep listening, you'll understand as we go. So 6 months down the line, I still don't know what an order block is. Like I had to go Google and find out from another article what's an order block. But then again, I was fresh too. I don't know why it took me 6 months to know what an order block is. 6 months. Oh goodness. So there's a couple of us 1 year to know what a fair value. Oh boy. I don't know why he did it like that. And on one of his talks, he said that he designed it that way for a reason. I don't know why. But for $155 a month, I think it was okay. But if you go back to the mentorship, the 2021, was it 2021? Yeah, he actually explains those things. Oh, but then it took a while. If you go back, he explains them so well. He explains that the breakout, the fair value gap, or the block. Oh, so the 2022 was free. Oh, he left. So what he did, the guy. So what he did in 2021, I think that might have been, he had done a couple of them. So 2021, it wasn't free. It was paid. And you'd pay monthly. If I remember well, it was $155. And it was for 12 months. And then you'd now pay a final 200 to enter into something he would call it a charter group, where it was just kind of, you know, more special. And then after that, he just decided to put all our content online for free, you know. Yep, that's what happened there. And there was no more chatter. I don't know if it's in the Telegram or something. His reason was there's people sharing his content, reselling. So that's why he put everything online, so the resellers can no longer sell his stuff. It was his content, so he can do whatever he wants to do with it. Plus, I imagine you have to be very disciplined to go through all that content by yourself, because I think he used to release on every month is when you are able to access that month's work, the work of that month. So we didn't have the whole content available. He would release it, you know, periodically. I think every month you see the content for the other month. So man, I would devour that content, to my goodness, day and night. Sheesh. Every free time I would get watching those videos, man. Hi. Obsession. Every free time was learning how to trade from ICT. And anyway, after that, I had a demo account that I started from 200k, and I remember I took it down to 0, but for some reason, I don't know, I think because it was demo, it didn't kick me out. So I took it back to 200k and then took that account to $30 million, just so you know. But I traded it responsibly to $1 million. Can you believe it? Just trading pure ICT, not worried about drawdown or whatever, risking 1.5% to 2.5%. I took that account to 1 million, and then I think after that I started playing around, started taking huge, and then I took it to 30 million. And then I burnt it down. I think the 30 million was just too much for my head to process. And it's amazing, I used to trade that account like it was a real account. Or maybe one day we'll do that on a live account. But boy, where do we get 100k, 200k from to risk in trading? Oof. Like, even if I was to go out and work right now and make 200k, then put that in a live account. I don't know. But if we get these payouts and just throw our money there, then we could care less, right? So let's keep walking slowly. We'll get there. They say the initial stage is the toughest. Trading pure IC, $30 million. Yeah. Yeah, and then I burnt it down to the ground. Let me see if I can log in. Actually, I'll show you. Still here. Trading view. Those numbers are not real. So I'll put a 2.5 risk, and I'm risking a couple of $1 million on a trade. Aish. I'm like, what is this? But that is someone's reality, y'all. That is someone's reality. Let me see if I can find that account. Oh, I don't have it. Oh, it signed me out on, but it's okay, I'll sign in. I'm not seeing any trade anyway. Join for free. Hmm. Well, I can't find that account. Maybe I deleted it, I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of playing on it. I remember one of the times I risked. Anyway, maybe I wasn't realistic enough because I remember when it was down at some point it was down at 25k and I risked. Well, where was it? Because I risked $25,000 on an account and made 100k. So yeah, that's, I don't know if anyone would do that. Alright, I should be logged in. I don't know why we're not going back here. It's okay. So now here's the problem with my strategy now. This could be, which is okay, it has its own dynamics. Now, so this is okay. I kind of closed above that breaker right there. The up candles 1 2 3, so waiting for retest, and then I'm gonna take that trade. So if we close above that line, I will take that trade. Now the thing is, that could be the highest high of this session, or rather this period, but it is what it is. That's the cost of wanting to be too safe. Okay, that will need to close. I need to see another swing high form for me to take a trade, but I kind of like this. So that bearish setup on ES is failing, or rather it has already failed. So I'm thinking there's still some momentum to keep going higher. Look at the daily here real quick. I think we might be going for at least this on the daily, this high here on the 15th of May high. I would demand to see a deeper retracement than that. 60 points ish. One year is crazy. Still not giving me an entry, y'all. What is going on? I think the next pivot or change is if I get rid of the EMAs, I'll just have to do those 1 mini breakers. Sometimes they work so well. Like today would have been a banger. Today would have been a banger trade. This strategy I would have to take at least 3R. That would be a nice entry. But because of added losses, 3R I think would be able to absorb. Kind of have a decent growth. But for now, I have to stick to what I'm doing, just see it through. I am tired of jumping from one strategy to another. So if no setup, no setup. It is what it is. I feel like this sort of, I don't know why I didn't retrace. This was the entry area right there. Do you feel some type of way when you, for example, you already made your 2%, but if you'd stayed, you'd have made a little bit more? Like, how do you deal with that emotion? How do you deal with that dynamic right there, of that occurrence? Yeah, when it gets to 9, I will end the stream here, and then I'll come back in the afternoon. I'll come back at 11:30, see if the 12 p.m. my time candle will do anything for me, and try to close, see if we can make something. Why did I delete those accounts? I should have just left them alone. Too good to be true. This nonsense. I knew something was off. Oh Lord Jesus. Let me log out from this. I knew something was off. Okay, there we go. La la la. Didn't even notice that we came down to that area. Weak, body weak. Okay, I'm gonna keep it. What now? Nothing. This is the area I'm looking at. Which is, I don't know why I feel safe using those boxes. So let's clean up a little bit, or rather, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Push this to the side for now, because I think we will only be going up from here. So I want to see high, low, high, high. Right. All right. If it gets to 9, I won't be looking for trades any further. Then I'll come back at 11:30 my time to 11:45 and kind of see if something can form during that time. Towards the end of the day, the end of the session. If I get an entry here, will I? Jesus Christ, I'll have to. If I get an entry here, I'll still have to take it. La la la, story of my life. Still have to take it. I still have to take the damn trade. 60 points, 50 points, so we're looking at only one micro, one contract. I'm hungry. So if I take a loss today, losing $200, will be a break even, $100, which is pretty much, I'm just looking to make a profit at the end of the week. Honestly, like not beating myself too much. As long as make some profit at the end of the week, I'm fine. So I would like this to be 700. If not, it's gonna be 100 and it's all good. I usually like to be in trades right before we get to these high time frame levels, man. Because even if we get a good entry, once we get here, I usually see, you know, something like this, and then whoop. But then again, that's thinking that you know what the market will do. So Ah, a trade is forming for me. Right at the end of whatever. So let's see. We're looking at it's too far. This is too late, but it can still work. I'd like for this 15-minute to touch that zone to the whatever. With the 15-minute candle to touch the 15-minute breaker there, or what I believe to be a breaker. Let me put it that way. So if everything was perfect, I would have loved to see this retracement happen right here. Then that for me would be an entry. Now that is close enough to the 50, but I'm gonna skip. I'd like it if it touched the 15-minute here, so I'll wait. And this can just fly. I would like a touch of this zone here. I think because I'm on the, kind of last round, I think I should, just take my A+ setups only. Like what's really and actually be even more patient now. Be even slower than ever. So in this case, a closure above that trend line should be an entry, but I won't take it. EMAs are defining my entries. Story of my life at the moment. Hmm. Patience, patience, patience. We just touched the zone, so the only thing that's now opposing is the time. But that right there is an entry for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 is okay. 2, 180. 270. 546. Now I don't want to look at this. That would make me want to. 180 is a little bit low. 270 is a little bit high. I'll do 180. 360. $166 is too little, bro. Let's upgrade it. 249. That's okay. We lose this. I'm going back to 51,700, around there. If I get it, we're going to 52,500 something. And this is even too much, actually. 2.14. So take it down a little bit. Right there. The question is, we gonna? Yeah, I'm good. I'll take that trade. So closure above this high. I'm in that trade. 2 or 3. Buy market. And we might get smoked real quick or have a banger trade today. Oh, record this stuff at the end of the 9 a.m. time. So closure above the trend line, and also that slow EMA has to, or the 5 has to cross the blue, which is the 16. Can't even remember my numbers, yo. 5, 16, okay. 1500. This is kind of what I would have expected to see somewhere here. There would have been a quick 1:2. But if we get it right now, it is what it is, and I'll take that trade. This is an area where you can see a reversal happen. Old daily high, and then the previous week high is right there. So they want to do that today. Who knows, maybe. So looking at a risk of 200, 300, no, 250. See how this goes, yo. All right, so we're gonna be buying now. The closure of that candle, and then hope for the best. My stop loss right at the low of the 100 EMA, and let's see how the, oh yo, my guy, what is nonsense? What just happened? Buy. So about 3, I'll have a sell stop here of 3 units, and a sell limit up here of 3 units as well. Probably should have waited for those EMAs to close. So I'm gonna get out here for the quick close. I'll try again. The EMA is never crossed, so that's okay. We'll wait. Okay, I mean, sell stop 3, sell limit 3. Okay, now this one I'll just stay, whatever. EMA is just crossed now, so that's good. Let me make sure we got that 1:2 right there. And that's the trade for the day. I don't know how much I'm risking here. Create a limit order. 210 is okay. So looking to make 420 if that works out. Fair enough. Again, it's somewhat of a risky trade. 9 a.m. But who knows? Might still be a good one. So let's see how this goes. I want to see the 1 hour just for fun. Taking a trade at the top of the hour. At the top of the hour. And that's the trade for the day. So we lose this, losing 210. We're going back to 51,700. If we get it, we're going to 51,440. Around equity high. This is kind of where I'm suspecting. But it is what it is. Is it? So this should have been the real entry, so it's pretty much the same. Alright, I'm now gonna step away from my charts, and whatever happens, happens. I hope it wins. If it doesn't, it's all good. We just go back to 51,700. And we'll be back again next week. So if I didn't take a trade right now, I'll be back in the afternoon to look for something. But that right there is a good one. Just on top of the breaker. EMA is lined up. The thing is, if maybe it's because we've kind of moved a little bit from the beginning of after 9:30. But then again, as I say, there's always something opposing. So, yep. Yeah, I'm gonna step away from my chats and I'm by myself in the chat anyway. Shout out to Paloko, man, for engaging with us. Paloko, go Paloko 54/7. Looking for a 2R here as well. Wait a minute. So my TP is at the half of this zone. How's that a coincidence? It is. Could be. So 50, 0.5, a half a point. So I don't know. I'm trying to see what the 9 a.m. candle would look like. In 14 seconds. Uh, so if they wanna come and retest that point right there, then I might be off here. Ugh. Yeah, might be getting smoked here. I'm moving my stop loss for the first time, but just by a little bit. Yeah, that should not make a big difference. I just put it right below that gap right there, in case maybe, I don't know. All right, so the 1 hour's flipped to green, so we can stay like that. So open, low, and then I expand. Well, that'll be nice. So retrace and touch this box right here. Hmm. I move the stop loss a little bit. Actually, I didn't move it. $217. That's okay. That is an okay stop loss. Yeah, I've been here for since 7. I think I want to step away from the charts a little bit. stop loss is right there to do its job. So I'm buying. It's a sell stop. I'm buying. Sell limit is a take profit. 1.93. Yeah, just because I messed it up, I'm gonna have it just stay where it is. Just for the sake of that, whatever. Come on. Mm. Yeah, I don't know about this, but there's like a small gap here on the 15-minute. Oh, this is a 30-minute time frame. I need to be on the 15. Let's go with the 15-minute one. Yeah, my stop loss is right at the low of this 15-minute gap here. We got other spots too where we would see price want to come down to, but let's hope that holds. Already sell side right there. Again, they could set that up to go up and then come grab that later, so no big deal, but trying to be hopeful with this setup. Wickless 15, so that's giving me some hope right there. It does have a wick. There's a wick there, it's just small. This is the last trade of the week. What a week. 2 wins, 3 losses. Well, I'm assuming this is a loss already. I'm just preparing myself mentally. This is the last line of defense right here. That 50 minutes, whatever. If we can stay at least above the half, that would be nice. Half. Like, we just stay. We don't have to come to this. If we have to come, just stay above that half, the upper portion of this gap here. 1, 2, 3, and then may this 1 hour flip to green, and yeah. Otherwise, this don't look so good at the moment. It's all good. We've taken this low. We haven't taken this low. I just took a trade right now. Everything lined up as per my strategy, but I mean, it's after such a move, you'll tend to see a retracement. I don't know how far the retracement will be, but it also doesn't have to retrace anyway. That could be a retracement enough. My target is at the half of this box here, which is this distance, 2 times of this manipulation leg here. So 1, 2, I believe. Let me find out. And my stomach is growling. Where did I get that box from? I wonder. Let us restructure. 1, 2. So I'm going to aim for this one. That distance there. Not really aim. Yeah, see if we'll get up there. That's the whole point I'm making. Wait a minute. Because I used the breaker instead of the high. Yeah. Okay, if I stay here, I'm just gonna keep playing with the mouse. I wanna step away from these charts, but I don't know. I need to step away. I mean, the good thing is those 15-minute candles are kind of, you know, they're kind of thin to me, but my stop loss is too soon. It is too near, too soon. Yo, turn around, stay out of the way. Oh, crap. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so I got smoked and I'm 51,700. And I got a slippage too. So my stop loss was down there, but we got kicked out at 29648.75 right there. 648. Seven points slippage. Yeah, so I took a L right there. Closed the week. How did I end up losing $320? My risk was 210. I'd taken a loss of $59. Yo, this is not good, yo. Yo, what's going on? Ganta 4152. Yeah, I took a loss there. $320.4. That is not good. So I ended up with a red wick. Red week, pretty much break even. I took 3 contracts. Well, like the 50K ball challenge. So good. You can try it again. Try one more time. For me, it's taken me today's day 73, trying to get to that 3,000. Yeah. I took a loss here. Let me take a screenshot of what I've been looking. FundedNext. Okay. Why did you switch to that platform? 15 plus 6 is what? 21, I believe. Why did you go to FundedNext? Why not stay on FundedNext? Don't they have like monthly monthly fees? Okay. How about the per month thing? What was I looking at? 36. 3.25. No, your English is fine. Your English is fine, sir. I'm assuming it's a sir. Your English is perfect. 100. I only saw 3.25 points on this one. TP points, potential, doesn't matter. So the next thing I'm gonna do here is take a screenshot. That loss. Maybe I should have come back in the afternoon, right? Man, if I see a setup, I have to take it. I have to take it. Let me say this real quick. Today is 5/22. Okay, done with the chatting for now. EMAs, they're hurting me. They have not worked so well for me this week in average. I've also been thinking starting Apex. Yep. They have the end of day. Apex is good. I ended up losing $300 today. I don't know why. I took one trade and then I canceled it at $60. Then $210, but then I moved the stop loss. So let's say to 20, so that's 280. Then the slippage, which I should show stop loss. Slippage. Slippage. Is it? Because it's cheap, yeah, which makes sense, because then you don't have to pay a lot for the challenge. But once you pass the challenge, you have to pay the activation fee, which brings it to the same price as these other farms. But I think it's fair because you only pay a little bit, and then when you pass, you pay the rest. Yeah, so Apex is cheap. I want to see I'm from Kenya. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. I just need like 3 days of continuous profits and I'll be done. So patience, patience, patience. Just 3 consecutive days of making $400. We should be done with this thing. I'll sleep right there. Okay, done with the journaling. I need a picture from yesterday, so let me go to that. Because I'm done looking at these charts this week. Just give me a second. Let me take a screenshot here and I'll gladly tell you my strategy. This was yesterday's loss. And then I'll end the stream here. Come on. It's good enough. This one's smaller too. To be so big. Okay. Hold up. Why did I close that? Oh, it's okay. So Gandalf 4152 is asking, can you tell me more about your strategy? So, let me get a clean slate here. So, let me show you. So on the 15-minute time frame, I'm looking for something like this. So that's some up movement, and then down movement, right? So now we're looking for a higher. So that's a high, that's a low. We're looking for a higher low to keep going down, then a higher low to keep going down further. So I'm looking for a break of this pattern. So I'm looking to see something like this. So instead of it to form a higher low, we're gonna anticipate for it to form kind of break structure, if that makes sense. So that to me indicates that price wants to keep moving the other direction. So what happens is I'll take that last portion. Did I take the last portion? Yeah. So that'll be the last up candles before the manipulation. So I'll assume that's the fake move, and then now that this is the real move, and then I'll be waiting for this area to be retested, and I will start making higher highs and higher lows. So pretty much that's what I'm looking for. That would be, if you know what a breaker is, SPY CT, or whatever you want to call it, demand and supply, or whatever. So this is what I want to see on the 15 minutes. So I'm anticipating so I want to take part. So I'm waiting for this retracement, and then now when we start moving away is when I want to take part in that trade. So and then I'll go to a 1 minute time frame, and I'll wait for the EMAs to line up the way I want them to line up, and then I want to take part in this formation to the upside. So let me show you what I'm looking for. So now on the my mic is dying off. What's going on? So now the 1 minute, what I want to see is something like, let me show you an example. Let's go look for a picture perfect place. So for example, you see this right here will be that 15 minute like the high, and there's another one here that was kind of used nicely, but I didn't get any entry as the EMAs were not lined up. So what I'm looking for is all these EMAs to kind of line up that they are right now. So this is the 5, 16, 50, and the 100, and then I want to see a retracement for price to come and touch the 50 EMA, and also looking for price on the 15 minutes to touch that zone right there that I just showed, which will be this zone right here. I don't know if I'm explaining it nicely, but pretty much just looking at the 15 minute alone, I don't really even have to go back to the 1 minute. This right here can be an entry, and then my stop loss just at the low of what I call the breaker, and then just aim for some levels up here. But I just like entering on the 1 minute because I want it to be a quick scalp, and then my stop loss will be always at the 100 EMA, which I find it to be a good dynamic stop loss. And then the entry, I'm anticipating to see like a trend line form on the retracement. So just to yeah, I'm not even thinking. Two swing highs in this case, because I want to go long, is enough for me to draw a trend line. So once we close above the trend line, I take the trade, and pretty much I'm hoping for the price to not even retest, to just go up. So it has its own win rate, which is a little bit below 50%, and that is why I demand to take my profit at least 1:2. I don't know if that was clear. And then I only take one trade a day. The reasoning for that is I don't want to mess up on the days that this strategy is working, because I'm kind of taking more losses than winners at the moment. So the 1:2 kind of cancels that out, and we're able to stay in profit. Yep, my drawdown at the moment is 1700, up from 2200. So yeah, so pretty much right here would have been nice if it kind of retraced back to the 50, but sometimes it will just retrace to the other second faster EMA, which is a 16, and then it just goes in. Yep. A disadvantage with this strategy, sometimes my entries are at the end of the movement for that session. Like for example, this could be the high for this session, and then for the rest of the session it will just keep going further down. Have you ever took a mentorship? Yeah, I took ICT mentorship back in 2021, and that is where I kind of got all these ideas for the breaker. For the EMAs, this is just me trying to get entries on a lower time frame. How about you? Do you trade? I mean, of course you do trade, but what's your strategy like? What do you mean? How is that? What, the mentorship, or how is what? You have two strategies by now? Okay. And how are they performing based on chart patterns? Or like the head and shoulder? Alright. What kind of patterns? Hey, I'm hungry. I need to go eat something. Oh, I've never looked at that Elliott wave thing, man. I have never looked at it, but I know about it, but I don't know of it. I know of it, but I don't know about it. Elliott wave. So, coming from a mentorship by ICT, man, you used to talk down a lot on this, on other things. So I don't. So I find myself staying away from so many other strategies. But honestly, it is really you. Any strategy can work. Whatever So you talk smack about supply and demand. You talk smack about all this Elliott wave stuff, head and shoulders. So I never really looked at them so much. But honestly, any strategy can work. It's all based on you as the trader. But I've never looked at that Elliott wave. What is the other one too? Can't remember the other. And how is it working for you? So so one of them is Elliott wave, and the other one. What's the other one? So pretty much, because I'm seeing the cost structure of a complete Elliott wave cycle consists of two phases. An impulsive wave. Let me just put it here. So an impulsive wait. Consists of two phases: an impulsive wave which maps the main trend, and a corrective wave which moves against it. Yeah, the main trend progresses in 5 distinct waves. For continuation and for. So which one do you use for continuation? The Elliott wave? Corrective phase. Just use it. Fibonacci. Okay. I was just trying to see what the Elliott wave is. Pretty much seems like what I'm doing too, kind of, because the fast wave, if I can see, will confirms the EMAs, they line up, and then I wait for retracement. which is the counter wave, and then keep going up. It's just too much in this trading field, bro. It's too much. And everybody believes in their style. Elliott waves. Okay. So in like oh, okay. So what's a common wave like? Can I show you? Let me see. Let me show you like a trade that I won. See, like this one was a winner. So has it made a common wave? Maybe we could make a community group. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a very good idea. This thing needs a helping hand, man. We could put our ideas together. That sounds good to me. Okay. So even here, there's no common wave. Yeah. What's a common wave? Like in a simple explanation. Oh, good. Okay. Can I don't know, give you my email and then I don't know, you can show me the graphics from there. Yes, it will be more easy explaining graphically. All right. It's just gonna be my capital at gmail.com. There you go. I don't mind improving my strategy here. All right, no more trades for the day. Only one trade a day for now. So we'll be back here again next week. Well, week 15, week 16 now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Week 16. I'll do this. I'll say. All right. Monday will be the 25th. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So looking at this, I need to calculate how many losses and profits I've taken, so I can kind of see. Seems to me like it's 50%. There's maybe more red than green. Oh yeah, last week was brutal, man. It started so nicely. Whoosh. Ugh. Anyway, we'll see. This has to be neutral, bro. Yeah. I use Telegram. But I think email will work well. Okay, email will work just fine. All right, I'm gonna end the stream here. And in the week, I don't know why they're now saying buying power. That used to be balance. They've now changed to buying power. That's not true. All right, so yeah, I'll be waiting for that email for the explanation, and then yeah, we could also look to get that group going too. That would be nice to form a community. And I'm sure Poloko would want to join us too. Yep, we all have to get to that paper, y'all, one way or the other. We just keep pushing, and our efforts will pay out, and the help of God too. The help of our Lord Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm done. One trade a day. Something in me is wishing that I didn't take that trade. Maybe because Fridays seems to have some good trades in the afternoon. That last hour of trading, or rather the last 2 hours. But the last hour of trading is before 4 p.m. EST. Yep. Anyway, thank you so much, Ganda and Paloko, for coming in today and engaging with me here. I truly appreciate. And I'll see you on Monday. Hopefully next week we'll have some good trades for me. I just need 3 winning trades. Just 3. 400, 400, 400. And that will just help me finish this. If not, we'll just keep going. I usually say if I'm gonna lose, I'll lose like a soldier, having done everything within the principles that I have so far, patience and being diligent to your strategy that I have at the moment, and then let the other dynamics work for itself. So it's been quite a while trying to get to that 3,000, but if you think about it, you don't really have 50,000, you have 2,000, which is the drawdown. If I was to lose $2,000, then I lose the whole account. So if you think about it, 1,700, that's like, I mean, it was at 2,000 at some point. Just flipping an account, man. So I can't beat myself. I think that's some remarkable work. It doesn't seem like it, because trying to get funded, and this is a challenge. But if you sit back and see what you've done, or rather what I've done, yeah, that's quite some remarkable work. That's like flipping an account, because that's what they're asking. They want you to flip an account and then make half. So they're asking for 150%. That's nuts, but for the amount you're paying for, it's not bad. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Monday. Do have a good weekend. Make sure to review your weekly trades. That is an important thing. Do it on the weekend, tomorrow, not today. And I'll see you on the next one. So the closing scripture right there is Jude 1:25. To the only God, our Savior, through Jesus Christ our Lord, be glory, majesty, dominion, and authority before all time and now and forever. Amen. To the only God, our Savior, through Jesus Christ our Lord, be glory, majesty, dominion, and authority before all time and now and forevermore. And I'll see you on the next one. Marina Capital, and I'm out. God bless y'all.